In the early 1980s, MTV became the primary gatekeeper for the music industry. The network's rotation determined which artists reached a national audience and which remained confined locally. This data shows the demographic reality of the channel's early years. The playlist was almost entirely white, focused on rock and pop acts, while black artists were excluded from the most effective promotional tool in the business. Michael Jackson was already a star after the success of Off the Wall, which had sold 20 million copies. However, he told his team he wanted his next album to reach a scale that no other musician in history had achieved. This chart tracks the sales of the Thriller album through mid-1983. Despite its initial success, sales had begun to decline, and the album was losing its position at the top of the charts. To reach his goal of universal reach, Jackson needed to force MTV to integrate its programming. He needed a specific kind of project that the network would find impossible to reject. Jackson's management suggested releasing the album's title track as a seventh single, a move rarely seen in an industry that usually moved on to new albums after 3 or 4 hits. The song was a gamble. It was a theatrical track about monsters and horror films, and executives at Epic Records were openly skeptical that a song about ghouls would work as a mainstream pop single. Jackson insisted that the song be paired with a music video that functioned as a short film, using the highest production standards available. He was placing the future of the album on a 13-minute cinematic production that would cost more than any music video in history. The audio was engineered for suspense. Songwriter Rod Temperton treated the composition like a physical object, using chord progressions that felt like a stretching elastic band to build theatrical tension. Producer Quincy Jones, shown here in the studio, blended elements of funk, disco, and rock. He used expensive session talent to create a sound that was musically complex but remained accessible to a wide audience. Sound engineer Bruce Swadian added visceral details, including the sounds of a creaking door from a movie studio lot and Jackson's own vocal howls layered with coyote sound effects. To give the track cinematic authority, the team decided to include a spoken word sequence performed by a recognizable voice from the horror genre. They hired Vincent Price, who recorded his part in just 3 takes. His presence provided the theatrical weight needed to turn a pop song into a narrative experience. The resulting track functioned as an audio movie, designed to capture the attention of listeners who typically didn't buy R&B records. Jackson recruited director John Landis, known for An American Werewolf in London, to direct the video. They planned a production that required professional dancers, elaborate makeup,